The Texas National Guardsman who died trying to save two migrants in the Rio Grande was laid to rest today. The funeral for 22-year-old Sergeant Bishop Evans was this morning in southeast Arlington. He went into the river to save those migrants last Friday. His body was recovered from the river on Monday. The people Evans tried to save survived and were arrested on drug smuggling charges. Fox 4's David Santendry reports.
Like, Bishop's my hero. Even a dad needs a hero, you know?
Michael Burnett recalls the first time his stepson, Specialist Bishop Evans, called him Dad.
When he was little, he used to call me Mr. Mike all the time, and it was always Mr. Mike, Mr. Mike. And finally one day he was like, well, can I call you Dad? And I'm like, you could have called me Dad anytime, you know?
Bishop, who spent years living with his grandmother in Texas, also lived with his mother and stepfather in Alaska, where Burnett was stationed in the Army.
We used to go fishing all the time up there.
They last saw each other for Evans's 21st birthday.
If I could talk to him, I would tell him I'm so proud of him. And I'm so proud of everything that he did.
The 22-year-old Texas National Guardsman, who served in Iraq and Kuwait, drowned while trying to rescue two migrants from drowning in the Rio Grande last week.
Always willing to help someone out.
The migrants survived.
That's the kind of loving, caring person that he was.
The Texas Military Department, however, says the migrants were involved in illicit transnational narcotics trafficking. They're now in custody.
We pray for a spirit of peace, God.
A service held inside Koinonia Christian Church in Arlington Saturday. It's where many are asking, why?
Pertaining to the life of Bishop, oh God, there's so many questions that may not ever get answers, God.
It's terribly heartbreaking.
Members of the North Texas Patriot Guard Riders led a procession to Dallas-Fort Worth National Cemetery following the church service. They often lead processions at the request of military and first responder families.
He's a hero.
But I wasn't surprised what he did. I wasn't surprised at all, you know.
Evans' stepfather and mother say he always put others before himself.
He never met someone who wasn't his friend.
Yeah, and if you weren't his friend, you would be by the time you got done.
As hundreds gather to remember Evans,
it just shows how many people respected what Bishop did with his life.
They wipe away tears.
He wouldn't want us to be crying for him because he loved helping other people.
Knowing their son's act of courage highlights exactly who he was. David Santendry, Fox 4 News.